The DAZN curse strikes again. Oscar De La Hoya is now being sued for sexual assault and battering. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations and Venmo donations. The Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus. I am an affiliate. It does help the channel, so I appreciate y'all. And let's jump into it. Link is in the description for the ESPN Plus. DAZN curse strikes again. Oscar De La Hoya facing some charges. Google. All you do, I even misspelled his name on accident. Typing too quick. And look what pops up. Top stories. Oscar De La Hoya sued for sexual assault and battery. Report. Boxing legend Oscar De La Hoya sued for sexual assault and battery. Oscar De La Hoya accused of sexual assault. See the shocking graphic. Perez Hilton. TMZ was the first one that reported it 6 hours ago. So we'll use their information. And the thing with TMZ, love them or hate them, they like pull up court documents and stuff. Like they have access to, like, when Errol Spence's car flipped, they released like the car flipping surveillance from a local sports bar. Like they get all that information. I don't know how they have access to everything, but their network's pretty deep. It says Oscar De La Hoya sued for sexual assault and battery. De La Hoya is sued by a woman who claims the boxing legend sexually assaulted and battered her during a booze-fueled 2017 hookup. And the allegations are very graphic. The woman who filed the suit uses the alias Jane Doe to protect her identity, but describes herself as a licensed vocational nurse who met Oscar in 2016. In her suit, filed by the Los Angeles County Superior Court, Doe admits that the two had an ongoing consensual sexual relationship, but says things went awry in November 2017 when he invited her over to check out his new house in Pasadena. Doe claims Oscar had bottles of alcohol and, quote, a bag of what appeared to be cocaine in his kitchen when she arrived, and she claims it became clear he was on a mission to get wasted. After Oscar became intoxicated, she claims the boxer invited her to the bedroom to hook up. And during the encounter, he asked if she was down to experiment sexually. Doe claims that she declined various unusual requests and Oscar became frustrated. But things came to a head when he, quote, ultimately held her down with one arm while forcefully trying to insert his fist into the plaintiff's vagina, end quote. So that's a direct quote from her graphic allegations. In her suit, Doe claims she, quote, repeatedly said no and demanded that De La Hoya would stop. However, De La Hoya overpowered her and suddenly and forcefully pushed his hand and fist into the plaintiff's vagina, end quote. Doe claims that she screamed in pain and yelled at Oscar, but he just laughed and told her to take a shot of alcohol. The woman claims she refused the booze and angrily left the house. After the incident, Doe claims she felt, quote, felt extreme swelling and pain, for which she was prescribed medicine at urgent care. She also sought treatment with a doctor of psychology and certified sex therapist who diagnosed the plaintiff with PTSD arising from the sexual battery from De La Hoya. The woman does not say in her suit if she ever filed a police report. Doe claims that she still suffers extreme distress, humiliation, indignation, and outrage, along with depression, anxiety, and related symptoms associated with post-traumatic stress disorder. In her suit filed by attorney Greg, Kira Kozian, Doe is demanding unspecified damages for sexual assault, sexual battery, gender violence, negligence, and initial infliction of emotional distress. We reached out to multiple people in De La Hoya's camp multiple times. So far, no word back. Man, this is terrible. Now, I will say, in all fairness, this is an allegation. This is something he's being accused of. Doesn't mean that he actually absolutely did it. However, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but what I do know is when you see a judge, when you have a court case, they are going to try to examine character, principle, So if you have things on your rap sheet that suggest you have the temperament to pull something like this off, whatever you're being accused of, it don't look good for you, And De La Hoya, some people don't even know this. In Mexico, he was accused of having sex, and I think she was underage. It was like a minor rape, because she was underage and stuff. And he had to pay the girl unspecified amount of money. De La Hoya has like the fishnet pictures. Canelo was fighting Mayweather, the biggest fight of his, fighter's career. And De La Hoya was, absent for the Mayweather Canelo fight, which was, everybody in boxing wanted to see. And that's because he checked into rehab. So the fishnet pictures, checking into rehab, the whatever happened in Mexico with the underage girl. He's done interviews where he's talked about, using and substance abuse. And, you've seen him on interviews where he looks pretty sloshed. And, TMZ has interviews talking about Canelo McGregor, and he looks like, whatever. The utensils and all that shit. So it's not a good look. DAZN curse continues. This is serious business. And, if you have, I can't see any possible way that this case would be of benefit to the promotion of Canelo versus Kovalev. This is the lead promoter, and the headlines that just came out is Oscar De La Hoya sued for sexual assault and battering, right? Kovalev has a legal case of his own in which they said he was kicked off of an airplane. Like, they don't just kick you off airplanes unless you're really disruptive. But it's a similar case, I don't know about the fisting and all that, but Kovalev got kicked off a plane, and the lady's accusing sexual whatever, misconduct or harassment. Then Kovalev had another case where the girl said Kovalev followed her home and like rushed into the place and then sexually assaulted her, even though he has a wife, and kicked her dog, all types of stuff like that. So, Canelo versus Kovalev, De La Hoya is going through whatever these accusations are. Kovalev has his own case. It's not looking good for the men involved with this particular promotion. I don't see any possible way that this, again, would be some type of positive light or spin on, Canelo versus Kovalev. I just don't see that being a beneficial thing. So he's going to have to figure this out. On top of that, Oscar De La Hoya is being sued by a former Golden Boy employee, which I did a video about that too, named Tattoo the One, Tattoo. And he's saying that De La Hoya was super drunk and had him on missions at 2 and 3 in the morning, and, he never got paid for it. So, again, this doesn't mean he's guilty, but this is not looking good from a circumstantial point of view. In addition to that, you have a promotion coming up. In addition to that, you have similar cases. De La Hoya is being sued. See, this a funny thing is, in America, a black man like Al Heyman, who nobody sees, talks to, other than maybe fighters or something behind the scenes, but publicly, no one even, he's a ghost. Kaiser Soze. Black man like Al Heyman, they say he's the cancer of boxing, and his name's always like connected to negativity, and you don't even really see Al like that. Meanwhile, you do see De La Hoya. Sometimes he does look intoxicated or impaired, and he has promotions, and Canelo seemed angry with De La Hoya. Ryan Garcia was angry with De La Hoya. He has 2 pending lawsuits weeks before the promotion. They haven't even been doing a good job of promoting Canelo versus Kovalev. And this is who DAZN has you know, as one of the figureheads of. It's just not a good look, you know. Guy getting sued multiple times, you know. I understand more money, more problems, but it's the nature, you know, the sexual assault and drug-fueled rages and alcohol abuse. You know, maybe De La Hoya has a real problem. You know, De La Hoya is starting to become almost like the R. Kelly of boxing, and not necessarily with like minors or anything like that, but just you start hearing these things, right? Like, okay, R. Kelly, try to give him a pass. Like, oh, okay, maybe he didn't do it. Maybe they're just tripping. And then you keep hearing it and you keep hearing it, and then more people come forward. More, it's just like, damn. At what point is everybody just making stuff up about you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it kind of feels like. That's why I said R. Kelly is just like, I don't know. At what point are some of these stories true when everyone's keeps suing you for drug intoxicated and fistings and saying you were drunk out of your mind and on drug? You know, it's just not a good look, you know, and it's definitely not a good look before what's supposed to be a major promotion. Like Dana White, he's promoting with the UFC Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz. I don't hear no recent cases that he's fighting ahead of his promotion, but De La Hoya and Kovalev, they are. New media. Let's see how many other people talk about this outside of me in new media we working.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.